What is happening, guys? It's your boy TC back with another video. So as you can see from the title right below, this is going to be an extremely funny video, if you want to call it that. But I thought I'll just bring it to you. A lot of reports have been surfacing over the weekend, and I didn't get a chance to put this video out yesterday. So today we're talking Alexis Sanchez, and basically he's ended up at Man United. So we know the woes Man United are currently going through. I'm not going to lie, I'm absolutely relishing this situation Man United find themselves in. It's absolutely amazing, and basically their fans have felt what we felt for a very, very long time. So it's nice for them to feel this kind of how can I describe it as such, this kind of turmoil, if you like. And basically it's now revolving around Alexis Sanchez. So we do know Mourinho fell out with Paul Pogba. It's a very public situation. There was a video that surfaced of Man United in training, and Mourinho and Pogba seemed to have exchanged some words, not kind words that is, and Pogba looked extremely angry at capitulates in the third season at any club that he has been in. He self-destructs, and I can't see him lasting Arsenal to go to Man United in very terrible circumstances. No loyalty was shown whatsoever in January of this, well, last season really. There was no loyalty whatsoever. He basically wanted to leave. Has not been good whatsoever for Alexis Sanchez. It's been a terrible time for him over there. He obviously hasn't fitted into the style of play which Mourinho tends to deploy, and he's had a terrible time. Him and his dogs, I should say, have had a very poor time over there. So we're going to look at a little bit, a few stats really in regards to Alexis Sanchez. So at Man United, he's made 16 appearances in the league. He's only scored 2 goals, and I think both of them came from the penalty spot as well. So it's not been from open play. It's been really poor in open play for them over there. We'll look at the FA Cup appearances. He's made 4 appearances in the FA Cup for them, and he's scored 1 goal. So in total, he's actually made 23 appearances, I should say, for Man United since joining. And what's actually damning here really is his goal ratio at Arsenal was 1.91, which is basically just under 2 goals per game. I think it was 115 appearances, and he'd scored 60 goals in the league for Arsenal. So that is a high number of goals really that he had scored in the league for the club. And at Man United, he's not been able to replicate the form that he had at Arsenal. And I've got a few reasons why I believe that this was the case. At Arsenal, he was basically, everything was revolving around Alexis Sanchez. Everything went through Alexis Sanchez. Eventually, we were playing him through the middle at Arsenal. So he had a lot of opportunities to actually go ahead and score goals. At Man United, he's finding himself out on the wing. And purely because they've got Lukaku as well as Pogba, who likes going through the middle as well. But he's not the main man at Man United. He may be earning the big wages that he wanted, but in terms of playing and how the game revolves around that club, he's not the main man. There's obviously Lukaku, who they spent a lot of money for, but we obviously sent him over there on a free, if you want to call it that, and it was a swap deal with Mkhitaryan, and I do now believe that we got the better side of the deal, purely because he's not hit the ground running. My other theory in terms of why Alexis Sanchez did really well at Arsenal is purely because that he had Mesut Ozil with him. At the time, Ozil was creating a lot of chances. He's not been up and running so far this season, but that's another video for another day. We can discuss that another day. But at Arsenal, he had Mesut Ozil behind him, and pretty much a lot of his goals were coming through Mesut Ozil. If not, he was involved in the build-up of the play in regards to the goals that he did score. And he doesn't have a player that's as creative as Mesut Ozil. at Man United, and that's obviously led to the drying up of goals, as well as the fact, as I've mentioned, he's not playing centrally. It's led to the drought that he's currently experiencing. So he was dropped recently for the game against West Ham, as we all know, and pretty much reports are surfacing, or reports are suggesting that he was talking to the former Arsenal player who was his former teammate in the form of Lucas Perez, and he was supposedly saying that he regrets leaving Arsenal. Is that true? I don't know how true that would be, but he looks like a man that's basically given up. He does not look like the same player. So another reason we're making this video as well is we know what Aaron Ramsey's contract situation is. Basically, we've been told that he will be leaving the club soon. Let it be in January, let it be in the summer. So he will be leaving the club at some point. I don't see the situation changing. It may change. We don't know. This is obviously football. But reports are also suggesting that there may certainly be a swap deal for Alexis Sanchez coming back to Arsenal and Ramsey going the other way. I have mentioned this in multiple previous videos that Aaron Ramsey was wanted at Man United before he even signed for Arsenal from Cardiff. So I'm not too sure if this is true. If this is definitely true, would you take Alexis Sanchez back? Personally, I wouldn't. Purely because in the manner that he left the club. Of course, I understand this is a business. These guys have a short-lived career, so they want to maximize their earnings. That side of it, I do completely understand, but an offer was on the table from the club. He decided not to take that offer up, and he ended up leaving, going to Man United. So based on those reasons alone, I won't certainly take him back at Arsenal. As I said, purely because in the manner that he actually ended up leaving the club, I wouldn't have him back whatsoever. He won't fit into what we're doing, and he's a massive character. He may be talented. We know what he's capable of, especially us Arsenal fans. We know definitely what he's capable of. But he's a very disruptive character. He won't fit in into the harmony that's actually at the club at the moment. It seems that everyone's happy at the club, even though we do have this this situation with Aaron Ramsey looming over our heads. It seems as if there's a very good chemistry within the whole team. Everyone is playing as a unit, and this was definitely proved on Saturday against Watford as well, where that kind of game last season, I have no doubt we would have either drawn that game or we would have gone ahead and lost that particular game. So there's a good harmony. Bring back a huge character like Alexis Sanchez back into the team. That can be certainly derailed, and everyone else would start feeling down if he's not performing. A lot of things can certainly happen from that particular point, and I believe he's not going to be the same player what we had a season or two ago. So I would definitely opt out of getting him back to Arsenal. It won't be something that I will certainly be discussing if I was in that position of power to actually make that particular decision. I definitely won't be having him back. So, of course, it's a very interesting situation. We will certainly see how this one unfolds. I'm just going to take a look to see if there are any comments from you guys. I tend to read the comments at the end of the stream, so give me a second. I'm just going to load that up. Not many comments in here. Let's have a look. Give me a second. I'm just going to load them up. Right, there's a good night comment there. Gunners for Life, Tottenham is SHIT, and that will be from Blessing Adams. We all know that Tottenham are rubbish, but as usual, I want to know what your thoughts are in regards to this whole situation of Alexis Sanchez coming back to Arsenal. Aaron Ramsey heading the other way to Man United. Of course, we don't care what happens. I personally don't care anymore what happens with Aaron Ramsey. Of course, I'm a huge... It's down to Aaron Ramsey. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting situation to see how they... Very critical of him last season, I was, but under the new coach, he's definitely showing signs of real development. Let's see some other comments coming in. Give me a second. Do apologise, my machine keeps getting disconnected, but the comments are certainly loading up now. But yeah, this Sanchez situation is going to be extremely interesting to see how it finishes and how it ends. It's going to be a very sorry, sad finish for him, and a lot of Arsenal fans will definitely be glad to see this kind of end. Of course, we don't wish anything bad on anyone, but the circumstances he left the club, very, very poor in my opinion. But as usual, please do let me know what you think in the comments below. If you are watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do make sure that you are hitting that subscribe button. So once again, guys, it's your boy TC from I'm Gonna Talk TV, and I'm out.